Hello, hello, hello. I want to make kind of like a Christmas, 12 days of Christmas video, but it's gonna be 12 reasons why you matter. I had a very hard time actually figuring out the reasons myself. I literally searched up like reasons why you matter and came across this article. Before we can convince anyone else that we matter, we must first convince ourselves. You are called upon to acknowledge and put to use the person that you are, your strengths, resources, and abilities. Empower yourself and realize the importance of contributing to the world by living. Mattering is a process, not an event. It has no expiration date. It's a new way of life. Knowing that we matter is essential to our existence. Here are some thoughts to inspire you when you think your own life doesn't matter. I've been there, and I know a lot of you have been there. So, here's some reasons. You are enough. You are an amazing person with unique talents. Have faith in your abilities. Layla Akita. Do you know what it takes to make a difference in the world? You don't have to be rich or famous. No special knowledge or skills are needed. Whether you're young or old or in between, you matter. You have influence. To acknowledge that you can change is overwhelming. Change the world is overwhelming. Yet all of us have the ability to begin changing the world by contributing to it in some way. The potential you have to influence knows no bounds, though you only need to influence in some small way to recognize how much you matter. I think the key here is to not focus on the bigger picture, which I tend to do a lot, but focus on the little things you need to do to get you there, like donating to a good cause, volunteering, doing charity work, educating yourself, going to college, university. Something that I love to do that doesn't cost everything or a whole lot is buying the person's drink behind me. So, for example, especially right now, it's a lot of drive-through, right? So I go to Starbucks, and sometimes I like to buy the person's order behind me. It hasn't happened yet where they've had a really big order, but I found this to be something like where I hope I can make somebody's day. Who knows, I might not have made their day. Some people have honked at me and I'm wondering if they're mad. But I think something like that. It's like the paying it forward kind of good deed, fun thing to do. I find it fun. Watch good YouTube videos online. There's lots of good content, free educative content out there. Not discouraging to go to school though, because you can get a lot from going to college and whatnot. Doing things that may not seem that major right now will accumulate and get you to where you want to go eventually, if not somewhere that you're meant to be. That's what I believe. 3, you are a genius. Love people with all sincere attention, but don't overdo it as if you are not special. Don't lose yourself in the process of loving other people. Remember, you're special too. Israel Moore Aviar. I'm sorry if I got your name. Author Seth Godin defines genius as the act of solving a problem in a way no one has solved it before. You don't have to win a Nobel Prize or earn a master's degree to be a genius. You just have to use your insight and initiative to find original solutions that matter. Likewise, though, remember not to compare yourself to others and instead recognize all that is so special about you and being you. Stop comparing yourself to others. Yeah. I have a huge tendency to do this. I'm so guilty of it. For a very long time, my life has revolved around comparing myself, comparing my relationships, my friendships, my body to other people. It's so easily done, especially with social media today. It's like a automatic reflex to do this with other people and to compare ourselves. And it has to be a conscious effort to stop doing that, to catch ourselves when we're like, oh, but I wish my body was like that. It's like, well, this is your body, and your body's going to change. This is just an example. Your body's going to change different to other people if you're working out, if you're eating well, if you're not eating well. It's going to look different because you are different. You're unique. There's a lot of reasons why somebody might be gaining weight. It's not just because you're not eating well. A lot of medications can cause a lot of weight gain, and that is out of someone's control if they have to take these medications. So I just wanted to add that in as a little side note. With comparing ourselves to other people, we compare ourselves too often, and it leads us down this huge, massive rabbit hole that sometimes we can't seem to get out of. What I find really helps is taking like social media breaks, where I won't go on social media for the most I've gone off social media is like 10 days, and it really helped me clear my head and figure out what my intentions are when I do go on social media. So that's just like one idea if you feel like you're constantly in this comparing yourself to others scenario. And just coming to that acceptance that you are beautiful the way you are. You're beautiful as an individual and as yourself, and comparing ourselves is only doing a disservice to ourselves and others. 4. I don't know why I have to do You have a contribution to make. We cannot all do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Your mere presence can bring a smile to someone's face. Your poetry can lift someone out of a slump. Your passion can lead you to create something magnificent. The size of the contribution is not what matters most. What counts is how much of your heart you put into it. Have the intent to do good and you matter. That hit really, reading that made me feel so good. I've struggled with needing to do something major, needing to shake this earth and make a difference in that way, and just to almost, I don't know if it's like humbling myself, but to understand that changing one person's life, like knowing that you've impacted anybody, is enough. And obviously sometimes there's that feeling that it's not enough, and that can that could encourage you to do more good things. But for myself, that feeling has overpowered me so badly sometimes that I almost lose focus of how I'm actually helping somebody, or being in that, or lose focus of where I'm at, so I'm not actually present in the moment I'm in helping that person. The bottom line is to lead with passion. Over the past couple years, well, more than a couple years, several years, I have made it a mission to find what I'm passionate about, when literally what I'm passionate about has been right in front of my face. Too often do we think that it needs to be something that everybody else notices, that everybody else takes. Well, I'm just going to say the same thing again. But it doesn't. What you're passionate about is whatever you do that you love to do, literally. Like, sometimes we hear it in motivational videos and inspirational books or speeches, and we can get confused with how we're supposed to be when we are passionate about something. In the way that there's that myth that you're supposed to wake up feeling amazing and ready to take on the day because you're doing what you're passionate about. And I'm not saying you can't have mornings like that or you won't have mornings like that, but when you don't have a morning like that and you are going to, like, for example, I love helping people, and the one good way I've found to help people, hopefully, is to start a YouTube channel and speak about my life, speak about things I've learned, and share those things I've learned with you in order to help, hopefully. But does it mean I wake up super excited to edit a video? No. most of the time I'm really exhausted from work, from even the thought of editing a video, because it can take forever. But so I'm just saying, like, you don't always have to feel like super excited about what you love to do, because what you love to do can take work sometimes. It's just reality. Like, I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about helping people understand they're not alone and bringing that community together. Like, I love when I know I've made a difference in somebody's life. It's so great. This idea of having to help so many people and create this massive change can blind me sometimes to what is literally right in front of me and who is literally right in front of me. So just recognize that, and to, like, once again, not focus on the end goal all the time, not focus on, okay, I need to make a big difference. Focus on where you're at, who you're talking with, and how you can help them in this moment, you know? That's major. You have a gift to give that others need. Happiness never decreases by being shared. Siddhartha Gautama. Oh yeah, Buddha. Happiness and love are two of the greatest gifts you can give to the world. Too often, we indulge our own gratifications and forget there are people in this world that we can make feel love. Happiness and love are two of the greatest gifts you can give to the world. Too often we indulge our own gratifications, forget there are people in this world that we can make feel loved or appreciated or even noticed. These are gifts anyone can give. When you give them, you matter. Be in a state of giving, of loving, and being open to all life. I definitely resonate with that. Don't always focus on what you're gonna get. Is that phrase like a transactional friendship? Like, I've been in one of those where you literally help them and then you expect them to help you back when you need it. And it's very toxic. It can happen so easily. Just being in a forever constant state of giving and not expecting in return, it can feel like, for example, it was something I had to train myself to do because like I just said, I was in that kind of mindset. So training myself to be in a constant state of giving and not expecting took time, still takes time sometimes. Doing it without needing that recognition or looking for that recognition anyway. When you give someone a gift, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be even an act of service or whatnot. Sometimes it can give you this feeling like you've done something good. And it doesn't have to be, when you just are in that mindset of giving, it can become automatic over time. The way that I got out of that idea of the transactional relationship was to just keep reminding myself not to expect people to be like me, not to expect anything in return. And it's literally just saying that to yourself, to be honest. It's funny when I say don't expect anything in return, you kind of get something in return. You get that good feeling. And I'm not saying just to do it for that good feeling, but you're always going to get that good feeling. You are the change. It is in the small encounters with others that we recognize that we matter, that our presence is important, a shared smile, an unexpected kindness, and leaving each encounter with something positive. It is in these small moments we find an opportunity to make the choice to matter. In doing so, we make the world a better place. Be present around others, pay them with your attention. I feel like so often in this world, I had to train myself to get out of it. We're so glued to our phones. And I have a hard time talking to people about this because they get really upset and defensive when I'm like, hey, like, be present with me, blah, blah, blah. It's not like I'm putting down technology. I'm not trying to say that you should never be on your phone or whatnot, but I'm someone who really finds it important to, when you're talking with somebody, look them in their eyes. Don't be on your phone. Actually listen to them. And when I say listen to them, don't think of the next thing you're going to say. The way I do this is I literally listen to every word this person says, and it's taken a lot of discipline for me. It's just an example of how we are so distracted. That's all I'm saying. There's something so remarkable when you're extremely present with somebody and you learn so much about them and they learn so much about you, and it just creates this amazing bond and positive, healthy, loving experience. Your actions define your impact. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before beginning to improve the world. Anne Frank. Action is the world's greatest currency. There's no better day than today to start to make a difference in the world. You don't need to wait until you have the time. You don't have to wait until you make more money. You don't have to wait 1 second to let someone know they matter. Start with these 2 words and you will learn how much that little effort counts today. Yeah, that is so true. Too often do I wait for the perfect moment. Like today, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna make a video because I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And too often do I think, oh, I don't have enough money to have good quality content. I don't have enough money to buy things to do like a review or to show this or that. I don't have enough time because I work 40 hours a week. Obviously, if you're tired, you don't need to always push yourself to that burnout stage. Do not do that. Well, you should never push yourself to that stage. Take care of yourself. We say it everywhere, especially, and it sounds like I'm gunning for motivational speakers or motivational videos. I'm really not, but I'm just using these as an example. In these speeches, in these motivational videos, we hear all the time that if you want it bad enough, you'll do everything and anything to get it. You'll wake up at 4 a.m., you'll go to bed at 12 a.m., and you gotta be realistic. You gotta remain healthy. In order to fully function as a human being, you have to take care of yourself still. And to be honest, there are probably a lot of people who have their success that push themselves to this limit. But what did they have to sacrifice to get there? What did they have to sacrifice? Their health, their well-being, and a lot of people go that route. I believe in taking care of yourself. I believe in listening to your body and to your mind and having compassion for myself, yourself, when there's just gonna be a day when you need to stop. And when you do this for yourself, you are helping yourself achieve your dreams, achieve where you want to go in your life, because you will be able to function better. You'll be able to listen better. You'll be able to perform better. So it's taken me a while to get here. So don't expect yourself overnight to just have all this compassion for yourself and not feel bad for taking a break. It does take time and repetition mainly. So love yourself. This is a way to love yourself. I challenge you. Pick one person. Text them. I love you. Text them. You miss them. Text them hello. You don't necessarily have to say you matter. If you feel comfortable enough, do it. Because that literally can change someone's life by you reaching out to them. I don't know how, and I'm gonna get emotional. There have been so many moments where I've hit like this version of rock bottom, or where I felt like it was the end. And someone will text me and be like, I love you. And it's like they didn't even know. They didn't even know that I was going through that, but it made the difference. You can make that difference in someone's life just by saying, hi, how are you doing? It may seem so small, but taking that action can make such a major difference in someone's life. It'll definitely make them feel like they matter. Number 8, you matter. Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. When he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he? Clarence, the guardian angel. To matter often means to be of consequence or importance to others. It means you're significant, relevant, worthy of note, and of crucial value. The world may not always affirm this. Your friends and family may not adequately communicate the importance of your presence in their life. But that doesn't mean that what you do and who you are doesn't have a profound impact on the world. It does. The world would be a very different place, a lesser place, without you. Don't you. And you. All of us. If you're struggling today, remember that life is worth living and believe that the best is yet to come. Remember that you are loved. You matter. And never forget that there is always hope. Germany 10th. Remember you're an asset onto yourself, and your first priority should often be yourself. Take care of yourself. Find time for yourself when possible, and do things that not only bring you peace and make you happy, but help you rediscover yourself in every journey you take. Always remember that wherever you are coming from and whatever you have to deal with on a regular basis, you matter. Yeah. So we have these stories in our head that we keep telling ourselves, and these stories are lies. Lies that we don't matter, that we're not enough, that we'll never do enough, be enough, have enough. And we live in a society that almost basically reinforces that. All the marketing ads, all the ads all over the place, the suggestions of followers and money things. It's great. It's great that we have like all this access, but at the same time, it can become so overwhelming and distract us from being content and being at peace and actually being happy. I know it does for me. So it's good to have that healthy balance. Okay, so number 9 is you're strong. You're strong because you keep going and you haven't given up. You're strong because you feel all these horrible things and you're working through them. Strength is not ignoring the things that you're going through. It's walking through the shit. It's walking through it. Another one is you're not alone. As lonely as we all probably feel in this moment, you're not alone. I could tell you all day, like, oh, text somebody, call somebody, message somebody, and maybe if you can't do any of that, but you're seeing this video, understand that I'm here for you, and I believe that you matter. Number 11, you are unique. You may have a twin, who knows, a triplet, but there's something that makes you different from everybody else. And no one has that. Your actions, your words, who you are inspires people. And you may not even realize this. You have impact. And you have helped people, regardless whether it was your intent or not. And someone might have told you saved their life. They may never tell you. That's why I think it's so important to reach out to people, to be present when you're talking with somebody, to understand that, yes, it's good to have goals and to have these ideals of what we want our lives to be like and look like. At the same time, doing the little things, I do that because these little things to me are huge, are major. The hey, how are you texts when I'm feeling my lowest have saved my life, quite literally, on more than one occasion. And I feel like this is how especially this past year, a lot of people need that, are looking for ways that they matter, especially with a lot of things being shut down. And that definition of success means making more money, and with people not making money and all this stuff, it has hit a lot of them, and it's probably hit them in the way that it's like they don't matter because they're not doing something productive or making money right now. And all of this can create a world where we feel like we don't matter. Reminding yourself, like, I literally just looked up why you matter online, and it's made me feel a lot better. I'll link the resources I read from earlier and the 50 reasons why you matter here. I'll also relink these Healthline resources and therapy resources that you guys can all have access to, because I think it's super important. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm hoping to get this video out before Christmas. If not, I love you all. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. Reach out. My socials are down there in my description. And yeah, much love. See ya.